Are you proud of your origin? Are you proud of your beginnings, your roots, where you came from, your family? Do you feel comfortable to identify with them? Or are you sad and ashamed of them? And you can't feel free to discuss your roots with other people. If you are, I am not. I am proud of where I came from and the identity of who I am. An Afro-Nigerian Catholic priest. These are my identities. So are you happy about your own identity? As a Catholic priest, as a Christian to begin with, I am proud because I know where I came from. That where I came from is sacred. How can I show that? I can show this in this way. He who consecrates and those consecrated come from the same origin, says the author of the letter to the Hebrews at chapter 2. And he's not ashamed to call them his brothers or his sisters. So this is how the sacredness of where I came from is established. Indeed, I believe yours is the same. If it has been established that we have some sacredness from our origin, then we must go to the drawing board. To understand what was the plan of he who consecrates. First of all, who is he that consecrates? It is God himself. He who consecrates is above he that is consecrated, you and I. So he had a plan. What was this plan? Adam is created. He's placed in the splendor of the Garden of Eden. He's given dominion over other creatures. He's finding a partner. He tries the animals, wild and tame, the birds of the air, and other creatures. Yet, his happiness is incomplete until the one who made him in his wisdom removed from his ribs one and creates somebody like him. Lo and behold, he exclaims. He's happy, super excited, with joy. At last, the bone of my bones, the flesh of my flesh. So in this statement, what can we see? What we are seeing, number one, is that the human story cannot be complete without the man and the woman. And these two have formed a partnership. And this partnership is not of domination. This partnership is not of competition. Neither is it about being an adversary to the other person. But it is contingent upon partnership in service and partnership in the same purpose. Another thing we see is that Adam is not complete without Eve. So the complementarity that we're talking about here is one that has sacred origin. Even as I speak to you, I am not unaware of the current circumstances of things. We live in a culture that defines and redefines things. Whether it is truth, or the family, or even the subject we are investigating this afternoon, marriage, the story is the same. But from the very beginning, that was not so. If you listen so carefully, from the introductory part of this Mass, it was made clear that certain things are within our own competence. There are other things that are beyond our own competence. They are just natural. You can't change them. Marriage is one of them. Our culture of today, if we like, we define things in the way we want it. That is good. But we will go back to the drawing board. What was the first plan? For that reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. The two are no longer two but one. Another thing that we learn from this is the issue of unity. What comes to my mind are the words of St. Augustine. For those who like singing so well, there was one hymnal that we had titled "With One Voice." Is that the case in your family? With one voice, with one mind, with one heart? If it is not, what went wrong? We have to go back to the very beginnings, to the roots. As I speak to you, many things are happening in different countries and nations. Is it in Afghanistan, or is it in Iran, or is it in Guatemala, or is it in Colombia, or is it in South Sudan, or my native home of Nigeria? What I see going on is the breakdown of family and marriages. But our disposition today is not a disposition of explaining ourselves, of showing off ourselves. You see, it is very interesting to see that the Pharisees come to the stage and begin to display their normal behavior of testing. They asked Jesus, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife?" There is a difference between a person who is knowledgeable and a person who is wise. In the past few days, we have been reading about the wisdom of Jesus Christ. Look at how he answered them. Can you tell me a little bit about how it was done? What did Moses command you to do? What is his teaching? He takes them back to the very beginning. They said, "Oh, he allowed us to give a bill of divorce." But he asks, was it just for its own sake, or because of the hardness of your heart? Indeed, it was because of the stubbornness of your hearts, just to permit you to fulfill your ego and to fulfill your yearnings. He allowed it to happen. But from the very beginning, it was not so. What we see going on is the indissolubility of marriage. That is another point we have gotten from the readings today. I'm not forgetful of the point of the situation of our countries today. The brokenness of marriages, the brokenness of families. Since our disposition is not to justify ourselves, what else will be our disposition other than the disposition of surrender? It is for this reason that I wish to tell our fathers and mothers that are not finding it very easy in their marriages, that we stand with you. We pray with you. And what is our prayer? Our prayer is this: in humility and simplicity of purpose, we are asking the one who consecrates us in his love and mercy, in his graciousness, as we storm his throne of mercy, that he rains down his grace on us, that his light will illumine our minds and hearts to see where we have gone wrong and go back and correct it. Because if you correct it, things will be done a little differently. Still on the question of stubbornness, that's what we see happening to the first person or the first people that were created, Adam and Eve. The serpent comes. He tells them, if you eat of this fruit, you will be like God. In fact, you will be as wise as him. You will be on the same plane. So they did, but they are not as wise as the one who created them. Yes, we have made progress in many things, but there are certain things that are immutable. There are certain things that cannot be changed. I go back to the point of marriage. I go back to the point of truth. And I go back to the point of family. Going further, if a family is sound, a family is peaceful, the community will be peaceful. If the community is peaceful, the society will be happy. And if the society is happy, God will be happy. So the question I dare to ask all of us today is this. It's addressed so personally. Will I be part of the solution, or will I be part of the group that will add more gloom and darkness to the existing problems? For me, I have taken a part. And what is my position? In sincerity of purpose, I wish to stand on the path of adding my voice to the voices that exist in seeing how peace can be advanced, and how love can be advanced, and how families can be happy once again. And if that happens, then I'm happy. And I believe everyone will be comfortable to share with whoever he finds or she finds where they come from. But as you go out, can you be able to share with others who do not believe? Can I feel comfortable? Can you feel comfortable? I can feel comfortable. If I can feel comfortable, I believe you can do so. And if we can do so, then we will begin to appreciate things with a different light.